Ron, we were kind of comparing it perhaps to what we saw about 3 Tuesdays ago, which was that very, very heavy rain day up around New River. We had a lot of views of very intense rainfall and the aftermath. And sure enough, it's come to pass, but it's about a day late. I know I woke up yesterday morning and I said, where in the world is what's left of this hurricane? Well, 24 hours later, here we are. And here's the way things look. Let's take it to full screen. This is the culprit. Again, you can barely see it out there. Hurricane Norbert has been downgraded. Really, it's just a low now, sort of situated out here off the Baja, but it still has a lot of punch, and it's pushing all of this moisture up across Arizona, and you can see what it's been doing. I mean, it's really been one of those terrible days when it looks like we're going to continue to see the heavy weather moving from south to north across the state. And as we come in a little closer, you can see that things are just now starting to ease up a little bit on the west side of the valley. We'll get in closer here, but I want to give you some of these rainfall totals. They've just been biblical. Almost 5 inches of rain there in downtown Chandler, right there near the high school. Verrado, 4 inches. At the 101 and 43rd Avenue up there around the Adobe Dam area, 3.7. Almost 4 inches out of the White Tank Mountains, about 2 inches or so up around Pima and Dynamite there in North Scottsdale. And then as you move your way again out along the 59th Avenue and Indian School, it's about a mile and a half or two north of I-10. 3.7 and climbing. All of these numbers are going to be added to as the morning rolls on. But the Durango curve, 3 3/4 at the 202 and State Route 143, almost 4 inches of rainfall. We've had about 3.3 inches down at Sky Harbor. Thomas and 48th Street, 3.6, and there's Tatum and Lincoln at almost 4 inches as well. So that's the way the day's been going. Let's take a quick tour now and show you who's getting the worst of it. Again, there's so much rain coming down out there. Almost everyone has seen very heavy downpours at one point or another. We'll take you into the East Valley first of all. Folks in Queen Creek are seeing some heavy rain. You keep your eyes to the south. You've got some heavy rain coming on from the Santan Valley area. Now, things have started to push a little bit north of the 60, but folks in Chandler, boy, you have just been taking a beating right there around the Chandler Airport along Arizona Avenue and southward. From there down towards Sun Lakes, that is a very intense thunderstorm, so the rain is going to keep coming there. As you head out on the west side, though, folks here around the Maryvale neighborhoods, you have seen rainfall that's been very intense. That has now started to move its way across Grand Avenue and is headed toward the 17. So that would be right here around the 17, and I'll get a street there for you. Glendale. So I-17 and Glendale, that is a very intense pocket of rainfall as well. So be extra careful. I mean, hardly anybody is out driving now, certainly on the freeways. You have been advised, if you can believe it, this doesn't happen very often, but to actually stay home, that's how rough it is out there. The freeways are virtually impassable, and the rural areas up toward Cave Creek and eastward, the washes are just raging, so be super careful. We don't have Skyfox up today. The weather's been so terrible, but it's safe to say that any of the usual trouble spots are going to be troublesome for you today. If you're heading up the 17, be advised you've still got a long road ahead of you. If you're heading north toward Flagstaff, it's going to be raining the entire way. Now, what do the next couple of days bring? As Rick mentioned, this is probably going to be a long-lasting affair. Today, terrible, obviously. We expect to still see rain tomorrow, probably not quite as intense as today, and finally starting to clear out a bit by Wednesday afternoon. So we'll keep ahead of everything, and there's lots more to talk about, Ron.